Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yes, I'm a Mom. My name is Tanisha Lacey, and before I get started tonight, I just want to remind you to go ahead and click like or subscribe or follow, depending upon which platform you're following on. Before I get started, I just kind of wanted to remind you also a little bit of why I even started this podcast to begin with. So I don't think I covered this in my introduction, but what it was my life was transitioning in a way that was feeling very good and very positive, but it was so much change at once, I was beginning to feel a little overwhelmed. And I kind of felt like I didn't really have anyone to really talk to about these kind of things. I mean, you have people around you, but everybody kind of has their own thing going on, and that's understandable. So it was more so one of those things where I had something to get out and know where to really satisfactorily get it out to. So ta-da, here I am. So it's kind of like I kind of look at this podcast as, you know how they say you have something on your mind that's unresolved, you just write it down on a piece of paper and then you throw it away or you burn it. That's kind of how I see doing this, minus the disappearing of it after I'm done. But so that's how this podcast came to be. And with that being said, tonight is going to be a bit of a ramble, as it's already started to be, because I had some things that were on my mind that I kind of just wanted to get off my chest. So this is more like a ramble vent session. So bear with me. If you're not in the mood, that's fine, but here it goes. So I have already mentioned in the past that I started a new career in real estate, and I was very excited when I started, and this is about almost 2 months ago now. And what I will say is I'm kind of off to a fast start in some ways, in terms of how fast I've caught on to my marketing, and I have all that down, and learning about the market and those types of things. I'm good with that. However, I'm feeling a little behind in actual interactions with clientele. Now, this is because I know this is an issue with my ego. So here comes the transparency. So at my last job, I had been there for so long, I was pretty much an expert in damn near everything. And now, starting somewhere new in a completely different industry, I'm finding myself with that feeling like not only at the bottom of the barrel, not so much that, but just that you don't know everything. And there's something about coming off as incompetent that just does not sit well with me. And though that's not what I am, and I know that, because there are some questions that I'm kind of nervous about being asked. Nothing specifically already at the top of my mind, but it's the fear of I could be asked anything that I may not know the answer to. And I know everyone says, well, just say you'll get back to them. But to me, that's kind of the type of response you give that blatantly lets someone know that you don't know something. And I feel some type of way about coming off like I don't know something. And so it's kind of holding me back from really reaching out and engaging with potential clients the way that I should. So that's something that I'm kind of trying to work through right now. And in the meantime, I have kind of built up a sort of anxiety behind it because I feel like I'm fully capable of having really gotten things going already. Now, I do want to include that I do have a few people who I already knew prior that I've been currently keeping up with and engaging with, and who I'm working with and getting them through the pre-approval process. So I've just kind of been lingering with that group instead of reaching out for new clients. Now, I know that for a lot of new agents, it's not uncommon to only have a few sales in your first year, but the personality I have, I know that I'm very capable of doing that, more than that, in the first year. So I'm only 2 months in, but I know that I could have made something work already if I hadn't have been holding myself back. So I'm just going to continue to work through that. And at this point now, I think I've kind of felt this feeling enough to know that it's just time to jump off the cliff, and I will figure it out as I go. So I have to be okay with that, and I guess I will be. The other thing is starting these new business ventures with the real estate, with my podcast, and with the beginning of this lifestyle brand. I've never put myself out there in the world in this type of way before. So for me, being the introvert that I am, and someone who has dealt with depression for a long time, someone who has dealt with anxiety for quite a while, to finally put myself out there and to turn a new leaf in my life, that within itself was hard enough. On top of that, this is kind of the time where you need support the most. And what I'm finding is a lot of the people who I thought would be the most supportive have not turned out to be so. And I can't say that in terms of just pinpointing that this is something that's deliberately being done, because I don't know that. And here is the sensitive Pisces coming out in me. So now don't get me wrong, I haven't gotten anything rude or discouraging. I've gotten those, you go girl, or, little words of encouragement. I got that in the beginning. And when I do, request friends for certain pages or send them links to things, they do accept the request for the pages, but it doesn't appear that, they may be looking at the links that I'm sending, or responding to posts, or liking a post, or even sharing a post for acknowledgement of support. I'm probably overreacting, and I'm probably looking a lot more deeply into things than what it actually is, but what it feels like is I'm putting myself out there and, expecting my friends to come along on my journey with me and, like this, follow that, subscribe to this, and, give me feedback and all these kinds of things. And that's just simply not happening, and I had one friend who already kind of warned me about that before I really got things going, but I guess I didn't really believe her. But I have heard from others who have started businesses that usually most of your customer base will not be those that you know personally. Now, let me also be honest and put out there that due to my general lack of desire of socializing, I have to say that it's not like I have a lot of friends to begin with. And to be fair, I must admit, it's not as though I can honestly say that I've reached out to a lot lately anyway. I've been really busy with the things that I've been doing, and I've been pretty wrapped up in all of that, so it would be unfair to just place it all on them too. Now, that may be true, but I would be lying if I said that my feelings weren't just a little touched, But at the end of the day, I always do give the benefit of the doubt that people have their own lives going on. There's lots of things, going on in the world right now. So there's no telling what's going on. And then at the same time, it's not like everyone's just sitting around waiting for me to do something. So there's that. But to be honest, I can't say that I don't feel some kind of way. But that too, I'm going to hold together. So there's that. The other thing is the love life. Now, to be honest, this is the longest that I've been technically single in my adult life. And it is now coming up on a year. Actually, realistically, almost 2 years. With the occasional dabble with my last relationship just to see if it was possible to work something out, and the end result was always no. This is not gonna work. Of course, I have to admit that most of the time your alone time is when you're making the greatest strides. However, every now and again, you do have those moments where you do miss that companionship. That's, I think, what I miss the most. It's not so much the lovey-doveyness of it all. I mean, I do miss that too, but sometimes it's just the fact that you miss the companionship or the partnership, or just having that built-in support system. And I would really appreciate that right now. But at the same time, this is where my good sense is kicking in, because usually I would go ahead and start a relationship, knowing that there are still things that I need to work out and figure out within myself. And ultimately, for one reason or another, I would decide to let that relationship go. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I also don't want that done to me. So I am very committed to staying to myself right now until I feel as though I have put my life in a particular type of position that is satisfactory to me before I would like someone to join that life with me. So, just having one of those moments. Ultimately, to wrap this up, I guess it's just a matter of how you choose to look at the situations. None of the situations I named tonight are substantial in any kind of way. They are valid, yes, but they're not substantial. And none of that is gonna matter, a year from now or even several months from now. So realistically, what I've learned is just to keep pushing forward through these hard moments, and I trust completely that everything is going to work out. So like I said, this was just a ramble vent session for me. Do expect those from time to time, as this will be one of my random episodes and not an actual real episode. So I hope you didn't mind that too much, and don't forget, if you have any questions or comments for me, you can leave them below, or you can send me an email at yesimthemom@gmail.com, and I will respond definitely. So you guys take care, and I will catch you later. Bye.